record. Hi, my name is Bridget Henderson and I am the founder and owner of Cowgirlblues, and we're a small yarn company based in Cape Town in South Africa. And I'm very excited to be here today, able to tell you, most of you on the other side of the world, a little bit more about Cowgirlblues and what we do and what we're all about. So to do that, I am going to start with a little bit of housekeeping information first, and then I'm going to kick off with my detailed presentation. So in terms of the housekeeping info, if you have a little look in the chat, which is on the right-hand side of your screen, you will see that Elmarie has put some info in there to say that we do have a coupon code for the show. It is VKL September, and it will get you 10% off your order, and it's valid until Sunday night, September 13th, your time. And we will also donate an additional 10% to a local soup kitchen organization called Ladles of Love. They have been doing amazing work, especially through since the pandemic hit us here in South Africa and we went into a hard lockdown, and they have provided about 3 million meals in and around Cape Town since that time. And so as a business, we think it's part of our community responsibility to support them. For about $10 or $15, they can provide a cup of soup and a sandwich to one person every day for a month. So they really do have a big impact. But we do also have something for you, so 10% off for you using that coupon code. We also, just to put it out there, I was going to write some little magic gift signs and wrap up some gifts, and it's all been a bit crazy and I haven't. But we have got a couple of mystery gifts to give away today. So the first one that I just want to tell you about, it's not going to be dished out until a little bit later during my presentation. But when I show you my little intro video about Cowgirlblues, pay close attention, because at some point a little later in my presentation, I am going to ask a question. And the first person who can answer that question will be getting a little mystery gift from Cowgirlblues. So pay close attention and watch as we go through. And to get that going now, I am going to kick off that video in just a minute. One more housekeeping thing that I wanted to add that I do often forget is to say that we ship worldwide. We've had quite a lot of experience shipping to the US, particularly over the last few months, and we ship with DHL. They're very reliable couriers, and we really enjoy working with them. And shipping is $20 for flat rate shipping worldwide. So if you'd like to order from us, you will see that adds on at the end of your order. But just to let you know that we don't have any problem shipping to the US. It really is a smooth and straightforward process. Elmarie, have I covered all of the housekeeping stuff? Yes? Yes? Okay, cool. Thank you. So without further ado, I am going to share my screen, and I want to show you a little video about Cowgirlblues.
Hello and welcome to Cowgirlblues. My name is Bridget Henderson and I live in Cape Town in South Africa, where our business is based. The Cowgirlblues name was inspired by this photograph and the Tom Robbins book, Even Cowgirls Get the Blues. We have amazing merino wool in South Africa, and we're also the biggest producer of mohair in the world. It seemed like a no-brainer to me that instead of exporting all the wool, we should be able to add more value to it locally and then export it, so I decided to give it a try. As I started working with wool and crafting again, I discovered that I really loved playing with colour, and that my colours uplifted and inspired people, and it's all unfolded from there. We've grown to a team of 11 women, and Cowgirlblues really is a team effort.
I'm Cynthia. I'm working in Cowgirlblues. I'm winding wool to crochet and knitting.
Hi, my name is Usiswa. I'm the head dyer. I did this one. This one is Sweet Dreams. It's nice. You must buy more.
Hi, I'm Elmarie. I manage the online shop, and I'm looking forward to receiving all your orders. So buy lots.
We're looking forward to showing you our yarns, colours and projects, so sit back and enjoy the show.
So that is just a little brief overview intro to Cowgirlblues. And from there, I am going to take you through a little bit more about the business, show you our yarn bases and some of our colors. And then I've got a selection of lovely garment samples here, and we will look at those knit kits and projects and things like that. And go from there. So I hope that sounds good to everybody. If you have any questions, please feel free to pop those into the chat, and I will answer them as I go along. Elmarie will prompt me if I haven't seen something and need to pick it up. But yes, it's much easier for me and much more fun when it's interactive to know what's working for you guys, what you want to know. And so I will do my best to show you what we're all about. So to do that, I'm going to start by sharing my screen again, because I've got a little presentation. There we go. Right, so Cowgirlblues. So we're a hand dyeing business based in Cape Town in South Africa, and we see this beautiful mountain view a lot of the time, and the natural environment inspires a lot of the colors and projects and the way that we work, I think. The light here in South Africa is really bright and different, and so I think our colors capture some of that they're quite fresh and happy in a way. This is the team. It really is a team effort, as I said in the video, and I'm very grateful to have Elmarie here helping me today. And so a little bit more detail about our products and our yarns. We work with all local South African fibers, merino wool and mohair. South Africa is actually the biggest producer of mohair in the world. We produce more than 50% of the world's supply. And we've been on a big initiative here to introduce something called responsible mohair standards, which are similar to the responsible wool standards. And there's been very good uptake of those here in South Africa. And I think by the end of next year, all of our mohair should be responsible mohair certified, which means that farmers are managing their animals well, training their staff, taking care of their staff, looking after the environment, and basically being good stewards of the agricultural environment here in South Africa. I talked about color. We are very well known for our color, and we have a color palette of 30 semi-solid colors, which are available in all of our yarn bases. And they are inspired by life, plants, flowers, adventures, and sort of anything else that kind of catches my eye as I am thinking about color. We also have 10 standard multicolor yarns also available in all of our yarn bases. And I think Elmarie's put a link into the chat, so if you would like to download a PDF with all of the information about the colors, you can find that on our website. And I'm going to show you each of those colors individually. I mentioned that all of our colors come in all of our bases. So we have 6 yarn bases, and I'm going to show you the actual items, but I'll just take you through an overview of the yarn bases quickly first. 3 of the bases are merino wool. So we have a merino lace single, which you can see over here. The balls are 50-gram balls for the solid colors and 100-gram skeins for the multicolors. We then have a merino twist, which I think in the US or North America you would think of as a sport weight. And that also comes in 50-gram balls in the solid colors and 100-gram skeins in the multicolors. And then we have a merino DK yarn, which is a sort of classic double knit weight. It's about 170 meters and 100 gram skein, and also in the solids and in the multicolors. And then we have 3 mohair yarns. So the kid silk is a blend of 70% kid mohair and 30% silk. It's the highest quality fiber that we produce here in South Africa. And it's a beautiful light brushed yarn that's lovely both on its own and that combines really well with other yarns, for example, knit together with some of the merinos to give a slightly a warmer, sort of more cozy effect to the finished product. Then we have our Aran single, which is 20% kid mohair and 80% wool, and that's a much heavier Aran weight yarn. And then last but not least, we have our fluffy mohair, and this is a brushed mohair yarn. It's kind of a double knitting-ish weight, about 200 meters to 100 gram skein, and it's a blend of 78% wool, 78% kid mohair, 16% wool, and 6% nylon. So from there, I am going to take you into showing you the individual yarns and colors. And to do that, I am going to hold up some skeins. And I've just realized that my light is not on here. Oh dear. So, sorry, let me just bring that a teensy bit closer. Right, so to show you the yarn colors, where am I going to start? I am going to start here. So the first skein that I am going to show you is called Happy Days, and it's a very cheerful and bright yarn. I'm holding up the Aran single here, and it's actually also the Aran single in the skein, and this, at least in the swatch. And the swatch gives you an idea of how the colors knit up. We do have pictures of all the swatches on our website with all of the different color yarns, so you can have a look at those in a little bit more detail as you go along. Just to give you an idea of how the different yarn base impacts the color, here you can see the kid silk and the Aran. And the kid silk takes the color quite differently. There's quite a lot of wool in the Aran blend, but with the kid silk, only with the mohair, it takes the colors a little differently. I mentioned that the kid silk is a beautiful yarn for combining with other colors, and sorry, it feels like it's not as bright as it could be here. Here on the swatch, you can see these are kid silk knit together with lace single colors. And you can see that just by blending them with a solid color background, you can really shift the impact of the color, making it a lot lighter, making it pinker or more purpley. I'm just going to have a quick look. Yes, so here it's on natural and here it's with faded rose. So with the pinker background, it gives you a much pinker look and feel. But combining the kid silk multicolors with a solid color background is a really nice way to achieve quite a blended color effect that's quite subtle, depending obviously on which combinations you put together. So that is Happy Days. Sorry, not quite sure where I'm putting my things as I'm done with them. The next one that I'm going to show you is called Tambourine Man. So Tambourine Man, also very subtle, and you can see there the difference of the kid silk and the merino twist. And here you can see the actual yarn. So what we've also done on our website is in each of the multicolors, you'll see in the description that we list which are the color elements that are in that yarn. so that if you wanted to pair this with a solid, for example, you could see which of the solid color elements that, that go into that. And while we are on Tambourine Man, I'm going to just show you a little project. My mum brought this down to show you. It's just a baby jersey that she's knitted using a very old-fashioned pattern. But you can see how contemporary and cute it is to be able to do something like this in a multicolor. And this is our merino twist. It's a beautiful yarn for knitting for children and babies. It is superwash treated, so it can go in the washing machine. Next up on my multicolors, I have got Sweet Dreams. Sorry, now I have to find a skein of Sweet Dreams. There it is. So this is the Sweet Dreams, similar concept to the Tambourine Man, but just very different colors. A little bit of celadon, a little bit of mustard, a little bit of chili pepper. And that gives you an idea of the Sweet Dreams. And what we have also started to do is to give you some swatches that show you how different solid colors will pair with that. So here you can see the celadon and the chili pepper, which are actually in the yarn, to get an idea of how they go together. So that was Sweet Dreams. Next, I have 9 to 5. And 9 to 5, I'm going to show you a very beautiful project that I've just knitted in the 9 to 5. I'm sorry, in the 9 to 5 Aran. So here you can see the yarn and how it knits up in a project. So that was 9 to 5. And next I have our very beautiful Under Pressure. And someone was saying, I think, was it Carol, that she has some and she isn't sure how to knit it, or what to knit with it. We're busy working up a lace scarf in the Under Pressure to get an idea for that. And I've got a few other project ideas. So I'll put the name down there so you can see that. So that's Under Pressure. It's mostly charcoal, silver fox, and it's got a little dash of carrot juice for a bit of spice. Come a Chameleon is one that we get a lot of compliments for. And there you can see the skein. It's a beautiful green color combination. And I also have a not quite finished project, which I'm going to show you in a little bit, that you can get an idea for the Come a Chameleon, which I am aiming to finish tomorrow, or for tomorrow anyway. So that is the Come a Chameleon. And there you can see some ideas for color combinations when it's put with either the solid aubergine or the Camp Spey. So that is Under Pressure. Next, we've got one of our brights, Cape Carnival. So this one's got a little bit of everything in it, and I've got a skein here to show you. You can see, if I turn the skein around, that there are little splashes of all sorts of things. And this is the background color for our Sunshine Shawl knit kit. So that's Under Pressure. Tainted Love is our red and pink combination. Also a very pretty one. Again, available in all of our yarn bases. Signs of Spring, for obvious reasons. I have a succulent on my kitchen counter that's had a long piece growing out the top of it with little buds on it, and the buds have just started opening, and it really is signs of spring with this lovely little pop of color in it. And then last but not least, I have True Colors. And True Colors is actually a perfect one to end on because it leads me very nicely into showing you some of the samples and knit kits that I have here for you today. So those are our standard multicolors. I have got some more swatches of how the different yarns combine, and I'll show those to you at the end once I've been through the project. So if you have questions and things that you want to see again, then do just hold on to those as we go through the projects, and I will show them to you from there. So I'm going to just tilt my screen a teensy bit so that I can, sorry, a teensy bit more, because I'm going to move back a little bit here. So I am going to take you through some of our projects. And this first one that I want to show you is called the Joys of Spring Shawl. And I'm going to just show you the knit like that. And this background color is the true colors that I just showed you. And it's combined with hot pink and sage. And it's a beautiful shawl project. It's a nice size. I don't know if any of you watched Outlander, but Sassenach always ties her shawls at the back like that, so you can actually almost wear it as more of a garment. It's plenty large enough, but also light enough that you can wrap and wear as a shawl like that, or even if you haven't, like I have. So I'm going to take my necklace off here because it is going to get stuck in my projects. But because it's so light, you can actually just almost roll it up and turn it into a scarf, just like that. If you have a look at the kits on our website, you'll see that there are two other colorways where we have done some little swatches and put those on there. It's also one that you're very welcome to make up the colorway yourself. And at this stage, I just want to let you know that we have made some little mystery gifts in addition to the other mystery gift that I'm going to tell you about. But we've got some little gifts that will be going out with orders placed. So the first 10 orders that come in today will all get a little extra gift along with their purchase. So hopefully that will encourage you to click on some of the links that Elmarie is providing for you, that you can place your orders. So this is the Joys of Spring shawl that I have here. The next one that I am going to show you, and then just to give you an idea, if I just show it to you there on the hanger like that, you can see that it is it's a good size piece. The next one that I'm going to show you is the Sunshine Shawl, and this is one that I think Eileen said that she had just started. And this is probably our most popular knit kit. The Joys of Spring Shawl we have just recently worked up in some new colors, and it's been relaunched. But the Sunshine Shawl has been very popular. It's knit in our merino twist. And the kit is designed so that you get 200 gram skeins of Cape Carnival, which is what forms the background color here. And then you get 200 grams made up of mini balls of each of the different colors in the stripes, so that you can work with all sorts of different colors and not have huge amounts of wastage, the different balls. So again, you can see size-wise, it works beautifully. If you're wrapping it sort of the wrong side with the V in the front, nice for a shawl or a warmer kind of wrap. And yes, also, you know, if you live in a much colder climate and you're more scarfy oriented, it's going to give you a lovely warm knit.
Bridget, could I just ask a really quick question with this pattern? It's so beautiful. I just love it. Can you hear me?
Did I hear a question there? Sorry.
Yeah, can I ask a quick question about the pattern?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, so I just started it and I'm a little confused. Is there two rows of the 2 sections of the 20 rows of the solid and the multicolor for each one, or only one? The pattern wasn't clear.
So I'm going to hold it up over here so that you can get a good look.
Okay, that might help me.
So when you're starting at the bottom, you're starting, what I'm showing you at the top is
Yes.
at the bottom.
Yep.
You're knitting it.
Yep. So you started with the lipstick, and then you're doing the 10 rows, then you do the main color, then you go to a new color. But
20, the solid section, and then the alternating, and then the solid of the main color, and then alternating of the next color, and then solid of the next. So
but it looks like then you do it another time.
Here, you do the alternating rows here, and then the solid, and then the alternating rows again, because the next straight color is the.
Okay, so you just don't do it for the first set, for the lipstick color. You don't do it for the first one. That's what was confusing.
Exactly. It's just the first.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Sorry it took you time. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so let me find my hang of that one. The next one that I'm going to show you is in our kid silk yarn. And I think a lot of people are often afraid of mohair and certainly afraid of the lighter weights, knitting them on their own. But this is a beautiful project for working with kid silk if you are wanting to try it. You can see it's got a little tuck stitch detail in the pattern. And then it's 4 balls in 4 different colors. That is, again, super light and soft, that if you're looking for a scarf, this is a beautiful project to try. But if you're looking, also works really well to wear as a wrap. So if you need something that works as kind of a lighter, more evening type piece, it is very nice. It's a very nice light weight, and that you can also, we play with these things all the time, that if you take these 2 little ends here and put them behind you and just tie a little knot, then it sort of almost stays up as a wrap, sort of more as a garment, that you can kind of play and fiddle around with how you want it to drape in the front, and you've got more of an open part at the back. So it's a lovely piece, and it's 4 balls of kid silk that is on here. So I see, is it Sylvia saying thank you very much? She's got to go. So I think this, yeah, so that's one of those. Well, then the next shawl scarf that I've got to show you is in our merino lace yarn. And this is a lovely project if you are looking for a relaxed kind of TV type knit, a holiday knit, or you know someone who is more of a beginner knitter looking for a starter project. This is a great one. Again, the kit comes with different colored mini balls, so that you don't have to have the whole ball in order to make all of the different colors. And it's a lovely lightweight wrap or scarf or shawl project. So again, it's a nice one. It's very popular here in South Africa, where our climate is warmer than it is in many parts of the US. And it's a nice sort of easy project that doesn't require too much concentrating on the pattern and what stitch or repeat you need to be doing. And then in our knit kits, I have a new niece who is 3 months old and super cute. And I designed this baby blanket for her just before she was born. It's called the Beehive Baby Blanket because it is the honeycomb pattern, and it has these little bobble stitches here which make me think of bumblebees. And we've got 3 different colorways, the pink one, blue and green one, and then a lovely neutral one on the website. So if you know anyone who has a baby coming soon, or you have a grandchild or child coming soon, this is a beautiful project. Would be a great gift for Christmas, with December not so far away at the moment. So yes, that is our Beehive baby blanket, and that is also available in the knit kits on our website. So I think what we're going to do is I am going to have a little check to see who was listening. And if you are watching our video, lean forward and get your fingers onto the type keyboard so that you can be the first person to answer the question, because the first person to answer is going to be the winner. What I want to know is, you're not allowed to put me into this one, but can you tell me the name of someone who works at Cowgirlblues? There were 3 of them featured in the video, and the first person who can, yes, we have a winner, Cynthia. Carol, I'm sorry, but you were too slow. Elmarie was a giveaway because her name is up here on the screen, but I can't see. Oh, we've got sort of a funny title, but not somebody's actual name. So I can't see who that is, but congratulations, you are a winner. Elmarie, please won't you just message that person and find out who they are so we can make sure that they get their gift. So yes, well done for paying attention. The next thing that I'm going to do is show you a couple more samples. I see we've got about 20 minutes. So I've got some sweater projects that I'd love to show you. And the first one is my second new favorite sweater. And some of you who've seen this presentation, who've been to one of my presentations before, will know the Reagan cardigan from Isabel Kramer. I have showed you this version, which is knit in our kid silk and lace single held together. This one is done with one of our lace fade sets. And you can see, particularly on the back, you get a good idea of the different colors, and it works really beautifully with 2 strands of lace held together and mixing the color combinations. And I am going to show you what the skeins look like. We've got a bunch of these different sets on our website, and those are the skeins that go into this project. And for the 2 different sections, it was 2 skeins and 2 skeins held together. And there is a blog post on the website explaining how I put this one together. So if you are interested in something like this, the lace fade sets are a beautiful way to work on a project like that. I don't know the mood cardigan, Carol, but I believe you. So it's, you know, something like the Find Your Fade shawl knit pattern, anything like that where you want to combine the yarns, even if it's a sort of sock or sport weight pattern, 2 strands of the lace knit together will give you that weight as a result. So Elmarie's just put the information into the chat there. This is the Reagan, like Ronald Reagan, the former US president. This is, that's the name of this sweater. The next one that I have to show you also talks to a fade set. And this is the Le Pouf cardigan pattern by Beta Jezik from Hedgehog Fibers. So I just want to dip this a little bit further. So here you can see the cardigan. If I come a little closer, you can get an idea of the fade. And we've got some gorgeous, just a couple of fade sets in the merino twist. I have actually been at home under COVID isolation. My brother got coronavirus, and fortunately it was a bad flu episode, not too severe. But I was exposed to him, and so I've been at home and haven't been able to dye up any new sets. But we've got a couple on the website, and I just want to show you one of them. So this, I always have to figure out how to put my fingers into all of the skeins to be able to get them all into the picture. But this one is called Kiss by a Rose, and you'll find some of those sets on the website in our online store. And the merino twist fades are 6 skeins of merino twist, and the lace ones are 4 skeins merino lace. So this pattern also comes in a pullover version, also called Le Pouf. So if you have a look for those on Ravelry, you'll find the patterns there. It's a free pattern that you can download from Hedgehog Fibers. And the next one I want to show you is something new. So this is a friend of mine was knitting a sweater for the first time and she needed some help. So I did a knit along with her, and this is called the Strathcona sweater by Tara Lynn Morrison. And I am going to come a little closer to show you. I knitted it in Aran single. This is in our 9 to 5 colorway, and the pattern called for quite a heavy weight yarn, so it's 3 strands held together. But it is fantastically warm and wonderful. We, of course, are just going out of winter, but if you are looking for a pattern that you could knit in a heavier weight yarn, this is a great one for that. It's not a terribly detailed pattern in terms of the way it was written, but if you are a reasonably sort of intermediate type knitter, you won't have any problems with it. And I think that this is a pattern that if you were looking for a looser knit, you could use the fluffy mohair for something like this, and just use 1 strand, and it would give you a much more open knit. So this is the Strathcona. And you can see I keep going like this. It's very soft and lovely, and it's nice to be snuggled up in this beautiful soft knit. So the next one I'm going to show you is knit in our fluffy mohair. I did a test knit for Eri Shimizu for her veer pullover, and veer in Dutch means feather, and you can see from the design here that it's got these little falling feathers knit into the pattern. If I come a little closer, I think you can see those there. And I knit this in our fluffy mohair in a multicolor. If I turn around, you can see the back. And I'm not terribly good at following instructions, so actually test knitting is probably about the worst thing I could ever do to myself or anybody else, but it is fun to explore someone else's patterns. And so when I was doing this one, her original pattern has the feathers all in different colors, and I just thought it would be nice to do a contrast of the yarn type, the yarn base, so that you would really see the feathers stand out, and I put the different coloring into the background, the multicolor here. And then I really don't like to waste yarn, and it seemed like a waste to have an entire ball just for these little feathers, so I put the color into the cuffs as well, and I really like the effect of it, and it's been a beautiful sweater to wear this winter. Eri is an incredibly talented designer, and one of our stockists in Australia is knitting a pattern of hers at the moment. She's got some really beautiful designs. It's worth looking at her Ravelry feed. Now, last but not least in projects, I have my not quite finished one, which if you come back tomorrow, you will see finished. But we have created, I have just taken a sort of holding place picture to put the kit online. I have been wanting to knit something with Come a Chameleon, and last time a couple of people asked for a pattern, something that they could do with the fluffy mohair, and also with the DKs. So I just put them all together. And so this is a shawl pattern that I have been knitting that's not quite done. It'll be finished tomorrow. And if I bring it a little closer, you can see it takes 1 skein of the DK in Come a Chameleon, and then 1 ball of the merino twist in aubergine, and then a skein of the fluffy mohair also in Come a Chameleon. And so it is going to be a shawl, which I will show you there, and try not to strangle myself with the knitting needles. So you can see it's not quite finished, but I really love the feel of it, and I'm quite liking the different textures. You know, this is quite a a textured stitch versus the fluffiness of the mohair. So it's a really nice combination. So that is the end of my sample show. Someone is asking, sorry, hang on a second here. I'm just grabbing my glasses so that I can read the question, if I can find where I put them. Right here, so that they would be accessible. Okay, so sorry about the reflections. Someone is asking what size knitting needle for the Reagan cardigan. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that it was about a 3.5 or a 4 millimeter. I could look at the pattern and get back to you on that. Yeah, but otherwise have a look on Ravelry, because you'll be able to see the pattern on Ravelry and it'll tell you what needle size. Someone's asking if I can show the colors of the sunshine shawl. Yes, absolutely I can. Are you asking, can I hold up the individual yarn colors, or if I hold up the
individual yarn colors.
Okay, sorry. And at this point, I have this very complicated arrangement that allows you to hear me really well, but unless I have headphones and I can't really hear you. Sorry, you were saying, can I show you
the individual yarn colors?
Yes, with pleasure. I am just going to double check so that I get the order of them right. I've got my box of yarn balls here. So the first one is lipstick, which is this one here. The second one is aubergine, which is, so you can see those two. I'm just going to pull them out one by one. So then we have got Campus Bay and Guinea Fowl. See there. And then Dusty Rose, Mustard. There's the Dusty Rose.
Mm-hmm. 6 colors.
Find the must. I think it's 9 actually. Rainforest. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of. The last one is the indigo, and there's some orchid blush, and then there's a little bit of mustard as well. I'm just trying to find the mustard ball. I might have taken it out here.
What is the speckled yarn?
And then the speckled yarn in the background is Cape Carnival, and I'll show you that one. I know I've got it on the table here somewhere. Yeah, there's the speckled one in the background is the Cape Carnival.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We do the mini balls are made up specially for the cardigan, so those ones are difficult to change. But if you wanted to change the background color, that would be very easy. You could just say, oh, could I have it with, you know, I don't know, if you wanted Under Pressure or something as a background color with all of those minis on it, we could very easily do that. So someone asked about the last sweater name. Was that the Strathcona sweater? That one over there, that one was the Strathcona, and then this one was Veer by Eri Shimizu. I'm just looking to see what other questions people have got. Are there other questions that people would like to ask, or things that you would like to see? Please just, now's a great time to be able to do that. And if there are yarns and things that you'd like to see again, I can hold those up for you. If there are any of the color swatches that you want to see, I have got some more swatch cards here, because what we did was knitted up different color combinations with the Kid Silk Multis. So here we've got Under Pressure, and I just have to have a quick look. So natural, carrot juice, charcoal, and camel as the individual solids. It gives you a good idea of how that would change. So for example, if you wanted a much softer look, you could put the Under Pressure with the natural, versus if you wanted it stronger, to put it with the charcoal. And then against the charcoal, the little flecks of the orange carrot juice are going to show up a lot more than the charcoal is, whereas here you get it the other way around. Other questions that people have? Oh, this is one of my favorite swatch cards. Oh, so one thing that I did want to tell you is that obviously we are here promoting Cowgirl Blues, and
there's some in there.
would you know, we ship worldwide, and we're very happy to receive orders and ship to consumers all over. If you are looking for a yarn top-up, or you'd rather start with a smaller purchase and get that in the US, you can look on the website of Magpie Knits in Charlottesville in Virginia, and also Jimmy Bean's Wool. We're doing a pop-up with them at the moment, and they've got a couple of beautiful knit kits that Amy Gunderson has designed the patterns, and one of them, I think it's the Sea Point shawl, is a beautiful little sort of almost just like a little cape that is done in kid silk and lace held together. And all of these swatches, I have been fantasizing about this one and this one, that I think they would make an amazing combination for that pattern that she has designed. So that's Jimmy Bean's Wool, has got a lot of an order of yarn from us. They've got some Aran, some kid silk, some merino lace single. What other questions do people have? Anything that you want to see again? Anything you'd like to know? Elmarie, is there anything that I should have said but haven't?
Yeah, I think you covered all the bases.
Okay, perfect. So I do have 2 more slots this weekend. I am going to be presenting again tomorrow at the same time, and on Saturday at I think it's 12 midday US time and 7 p.m. my time. Julia's asked if I could hold up the Celadon, so yes I can. Let me just find it. My box of tricks. Yes. So there is the Celadon, and to give you a comparison, that is the guinea fowl blue. And actually, if I hold it up, I'm going to just show it to you on a color card. So there is the list of our blues and greens, and you can see where the Celadon fits into that. And then someone has asked, did I show the kids silk knit with one of the Aran yarns in a swatch? No, I didn't actually. It's a good idea, and Elmarie, can you just make a note of that we must do a couple of those swatches, and if I have a chance later, then I'll do that, and I can bring it tomorrow or Saturday. That I can show that to you. So thank you for the lovely feedback on the projects. Can I ask when you come to a show like this, are there specific things that you're looking for? Are you looking for knit kits? Are you just looking to find out a little bit more about different brands? Would you come with a project in mind that you were looking for yarn? What are some of the things that we could provide for you to inspire your knitting with our yarns, I guess. Hopefully the colors and some of the projects have done that. So someone's saying you look for kits. Ideas and inspiration in the samples, okay. And to see projects in the yarns. Yes, definitely we will put you on our mailing list, thank you. So what I always do after the presentation, I have recorded it on Zoom and I'll put it onto YouTube and send a YouTube link. So if you haven't put your email address in, you're welcome to send me a private message with your email, and I'll then send you the link to the presentation and also just all of the pictures and links and things of the different projects so that you can easily find patterns and stuff like that. Thanks. Julia. So Alison's asked, does the pattern come in the kit? The pattern will be sent to you separately as a PDF. We used to do some printed patterns, but obviously with shipping, it gets more and more difficult to send them in a way that they survive the shipping experience and don't get creased. So we'll send you a PDF with those. We haven't managed to get as far as making the PDF an automated download, but that is also on my to-do list. We are a little bit of a family business in a way. So my brother runs our website. My other brother is my technical consultant who has had me setting up webcams and microphones and all sorts of things for this. My mum does a lot of knitting for us, and she bakes the birthday cakes for the team. So yes, so someone said it's a nice opportunity to get to know a little bit more about a business and what the ethics of that business are. And it's easy to say, obviously, and not that easy I mean, anyone can say anything, talk is cheap in a way, but yes, we're, I mean, women-owned, women-run, employing women is a very important part of what we do, and empowering women, and especially in South Africa, and especially now with the pandemic, here in Cape Town, a lot of our economy is based on tourism, which is dead because our borders are still closed. And so it is amazing to still be employing all of my staff. We did have a hard lockdown, but everyone got paid their full salaries, and we have been able to keep busy. So it's I'm very happy that we're going into winter for the Northern Hemisphere, that many of you guys have had a sort of knitting slowdown during the summer, and will hopefully be picking up those little sticks and going like crazy over the next few months. And so we look forward to being able to inspire you with some of those projects. So yes, a question. So Alison, you said you bought 2 blanket kits to make the pattern larger. Yes, that's definitely possible. It's entirely up to you whether what you want to do is to make it wider or longer. But either will be fine. I mean, it's a fairly straightforward repeat, and it's forgiving in terms of where it's, you know, where you're ending it off on the edge here. So what you could very easily do is effectively just add more stitches onto your needles when you start, and then you're going to make each block or each repeat a little longer. I was a little bit particular when I was designing it, that I wanted the separate colors to stop on a row, but really it doesn't matter. You know, if you want to knit all the color in and you change the solid colors in the middle of a block, it doesn't make any difference. And to most people, they're not going to see that or to worry about it. Yeah, I was just being finicky in the design, but yes, it would be beautiful as a double size. Yeah. So Nancy, you've said you like seeing the swatches. I've got a couple more here that I didn't hold up, but if there are any colors that you want to see, this one's the Tainted Love with some different solid colors in the background. This one is Cape Carnival on some different solid color backgrounds. And here, oh, the Under Pressure I have shown you already. So I'm throwing swatches all over the floor of the house. So yes. Someone's asked a question about the Le Pouf kit. So I knitted this in the size large, and I thought that it was I should have actually knitted it in the medium, I think, although I was nervous that it was going to be too tight over the bust, and I really didn't want that. I think I could have knitted it in medium. My one used about 650 to 700 grams of wool. Our sets are 600 grams, so you might need an extra 100 grams or 50 grams. So one way you could do that is to pick a solid color to go with it. So for example, if you, and you can see that I did that actually in mine, because I used the solid charcoal over here, and I put an extra ball of mustard as well. So I took 6 of the skeins from the set, and then I added 2 different solid colors, one mustard that I started with up the top, and then one charcoal, which worked with the under pressure that I was doing at the bottom. If you need any help with that, then you're very welcome to drop either Elmarie or myself an email. You can get me on email over the weekend. My email is bridget@cowgirlblues.co.za. Elmarie, if you could perhaps just pop that into the chat, then people can see that. And I'm happy to help with that. I did write a blog post about the Le Pouf cardigan as well. So do have a look at the blog section on our website. You will also find other patterns and ideas there. All of the patterns that I write for the blog are free patterns, and you can just browse and get some ideas. And then someone's also asked, did I mention whether the swatches are on our website? So all of the, let me just find one. Oh, here are a couple more of my swatches that I lost. I will show these to you in a minute. So this one's too beautiful not to show you. I have to show you the Coma Chameleon quickly. So this is the Coma Chameleon in Kid Silk on different lace solid color backgrounds. And these swatch pictures are not on the website yet, but the individual swatches that show you how a multicolor knits up, these are all on the website, and linked to each multicolor. If you just go into the website, you'll see them there. And each of the solid colors has got a swatch with that as well, because with all hand dyed yarns, they're semi-solid rather than solid. You'll get a feel for that. It's more obvious in the darker colors than it is in the lighter colors. But we will work to get these other ones onto the website as well. So for example, with the Kid Silk, you could then see which ones paired up there, and then we'll link them, the solid ones, in there as well. What other questions do people have? Anything else? Thank you, Joanne. It was lovely to have you here today. I really appreciate meeting so many new people and new faces at the show today. It's an incredible opportunity for us to get to meet knitters and people in the US. The reason I got involved in the show is that I was due to go to the San Francisco show in October this year, and then obviously that's been cancelled because of COVID. So I'm really hoping that things will improve health-wise in the US for all of your sakes, but also because it would just be amazing to be able to come and connect with some of you in person at one of the live events, and I'm really hoping that I'll be able to do that soon. So someone has said, Elmarie, you keep sending private messages to me about the gifts. I'm not sure if that's intentional. But yes, the first 10 orders will get a lucky little gift. And what we also do with our orders is we always put in what we call a little bit of yarn candy. So we have little leftover ends when we wind the balls, and we think it's nice for you to be able to try some of the other yarns. You may not have ordered those particular bases, and so we do include those in our orders when we ship them, so that you get a chance to try out new things. Like any good drug dealer, one should always give a few free samples to get people hooked. Yes. Someone joined my Ravelry group. Thank you, Carol. Last month, someone suggested I should create a Ravelry group, and I am not the most Ravelry savvy person on the planet, but I am trying to get more so. And I did go in earlier in the week, I think, in one of my sleepless night moments, and I made a Ravelry group. So I'm not entirely sure what we do on the Ravelry group, but somebody joined the group, and so we will figure it out. So Elmarie, you and I are going to have a look at that and see what threads and chats and things we can start. But if you are a Ravelry user, then please join the group and ask any questions and start some threads, and let's get talking. Yes, that yarn candy. You gotta love a little bit of yarn candy, and it's very good for the waistline. Not necessarily always so good for the wallet, but definitely good for the waistline. Thank you, Julia. I see you are popped up just in the corner of my screen there, so I can actually see your face. So thank you for joining. Sharing work in progress and finished projects. That's a nice thing to be able to do. So yes, that's a great idea. Someone did say that it was also good for knit-alongs, and that is something that we are busy working towards, which we will be launching at the next Vogue Knitting Live, hopefully in October, is a shawl knitting project that we are going to do as a knit-along that will start, the knit-along part will start in November. And I know that there's a big time difference between here and there, so we do a weekly Wednesday Zoom meeting in the morning our time, which I put on YouTube, although I haven't the last couple, but that's on my to-do list for this evening. And so we'll do it with our morning group, but we'll also do an evening or a weekend afternoon one, so that we can link in with different time zone to make it easier for people to connect. So yes, I think that is pretty much all that I have to tell you today. And you may have other presentations that you want to go and have a look at. So if there is anything else that I can help you with, then let me know. And hello, Cindy. I see that you just appeared, and you have a new background. No more Golden Gate Bridge, lots of yarn.
Hi, Bridget. Yes, it's yarn today. It's colorful yarn.
Very, very nice. I'm impressed.
And I also just joined your Ravelry group. And yeah, because we were talking about it last month.
The one who said I needed a Ravelry group. Yep.
Yeah. So yay, I've just joined also. And
fantastic.
Yes, let's do a shawl knit along, because I have the shawl kit and I just need the impetus to do it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. We will do it then.
Great, that'll be fun. I'm glad you have a Ravelry group.
Yes, I will figure out how to use it and what to do with it. And thank you very much for the lovely feedback in the chat. I really appreciate it. I am recognizing some of your names, even if I can't see all of your faces. So I know there are people who've come back from last time, and that means a lot to me. And I really appreciate that you are interested and supportive, and it's very nice to connect with you again. So thank you. If anyone, thank you very much, Colleen. I appreciate your feedback, and thank you, Peggy. If anyone has got any more questions or anything else that I can answer for you, then I'm very happy to do that. Otherwise, we will finish up.
And do you present again tomorrow?
Yes, I do. So same time tomorrow. Is it 10 a.m. Central Time? It's 5 p.m. my time. Yeah. So tomorrow the same time, and then on Saturday it's later in the evening. I think it's 7 p.m. on Saturday. Midday, 12 noon on Saturday.
Great. Yeah, it's quite early here. I know it's quite late there for you.
Yes.
But,
so what time is it for you now?
It is 8. No, it's 9 now. 9:12.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm in Pacific time. So
yes. Yeah. So it's 6:12 p.m. here.
Okay. Because I always like to come visit you and see what's new. And today, what's new is your Ravelry group.
Yes, my Ravelry group's new, but wait. I also have a new sweater to show you.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes. This is the Strathcona. Sorry, I'm supposed to do it with this hand, but now I've got my headphones on so that I can hear properly. So this is called the Strathcona sweater. Elmarie can pop in the link for you. And this I knit in 3 strands of Aran held together.
Wow.
And then I have got a work in progress which I am aiming to have finished for tomorrow, which is a shawl.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So yes.
So was that lace like eyelets on one end?
Yes, kind of, sort of. So I have got this amazing book of Japanese stitch knitting, Japanese knitting stitch Bible, and it had this beautiful edging stitch which had kind of a pointy edge. And I knit a couple of swatches of the edging, and then I thought, oh well, instead of coming back in again, you know, instead of starting the triangle and then coming in and doing the triangle and coming in, I could just keep going out. So then I just kept going out.
I really like that. It looks like mesh.
Yeah, it's got a very nice sort of meshy, textured feel to it. It's a really nice stitch. Yeah, and then I just mixed it up with a bit of color and some fluffy mohair. So I'll be doing the full demo on this one tomorrow.
Good. And you're knitting these samples yourself?
This one I did, and the jersey I did as well, because a friend of mine, it was almost a knit along. A friend of mine who is a fairly beginner knitter wanted to knit a sweater for herself, and so I said that I would help her. She was buying the yarn for me, and I said that I would help her, and she also has a business and is sort of exploring new ideas and things, and so we did it together with the idea that maybe we'd develop a course and a knit kit that would go together for how to knit a sweater, because obviously when you're starting, if you're not that experienced and you're taking that next step to knitting a jersey, it's a little tricky. You know, there were all sorts of things like, oh, how do you do the cast on and join it in the round, and then how do you do the increases, and what do you do when you get here, and yeah, so we just thought it would be a fun project. So I've whipped mine up. She unfortunately is still soldering around and around and around, but it will be finished. She's a very determined person, so
right.
Yeah.
I see that Elmarie is here. So Elmarie,
Yes.
you are the one that filled out the involved customs form on my shipment, on my order. I recognize your name.
Okay,
Yes,
so
that's me.
there we go.
That's
I'm
me.
spotlighting Elmarie. There is Elmarie. Yes.
Hi, Cindy. Yes, that's me.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I've been enjoying learning about the team there in Cape Town.
Ah, when are you visiting?
I know. Well, okay, my U.S. passport is no good at the moment, right? we can't go to any of the countries. So, but no, I'm a big international traveler, and I have not been to Cape Town, South Africa. So you're on my list.
Excellent news.
Yes,
Excellent.
first on the list.
Yeah. So Cindy, we're not terribly discriminatory at the moment. We hate everyone, so our borders are locked and no one's allowed to come in, basically. So when they open up, I'm sure Americans will be allowed.
Yeah, you know, I follow some YouTubers that are like travelers that are like full-time RVers and that kind of thing.
Oh wow!
And this one couple, yeah, it's very inspiring.